What is classification? Classification is something that scientists do because there are so many living things around. So again, take a look at this picture I have here. If you just stare at that picture, you may find at least like 20 or 30 different living things inside one picture. And that's like barely 10 meters, right? It's like very small area. Yet there are like many living things in this picture, right? Now, it gets even like more challenging because like every day there's like new species found. So again, science, especially in biology, we face a problem because there's so many living things, and every day there are like thousands of new different animals and plants found. For that reason, scientists thought of something. Scientists thought, I cannot study all of these living things, right? I cannot study like millions and millions of living things, but I can group them. I can have them in separate groups, and I study like them as a group. Again, what does the word classification mean? To classify is to organize the living things in like groups, to organize them in like groups, and to study them as a group. So instead of me studying cats, horses, lions, tigers, I can study them all as one large group called mammals. Instead of me studying lizards, turtles, etc., I study them as reptiles. It's very easy because they all are alike. So we always try to find, what we find here, we find relationships. Put them in a group, study them as one group instead of studying them as individuals. All right, so one more time, to classify, just like what they do in grocery stores. What do they do in grocery stores? In grocery stores, they like put all the things related, they put them all on like shelf. So you have like a shelf for candies, you have shelf for biscuits, etc. That's classification, right? But in biology, we classify, again, we try to find relationships. What type of relationships we have, what type of relationship we rely on. We rely a lot on appearance, external appearance. We have a word for that, morphology. Again, if I find animals that have like dry skin, if I find animals that have scales on the body, I put them all in one group. So this, us using their external features, is what I call what? I call that morphology. Again, what does the word morphology? Is when we use the outer part of the body, the external feature, we use it to classify, right? So for instance, this bat, for instance, if I look at it from the outside, it looks like a bird, right? So external or morphology alone is not good enough because from the outside it looks like a bird, right? But if I look at its internal structures, anatomy, then that would help me to determine that bats are not birds, bats are like mammals.